Dagger Heart. Dagger Heart, Dagger Heart, Dagger Heart, Dagger Heart. Dagger Heart, come and me want to go home. Dagger Heart. It's never not funny. What's up, my lovelies? It is I, the OGGM, broadcasting live from Site B here on another gloomy, foggy, yucky spring morning. It is 8:34 in the morning on the 21st day of March. I know it's hard to believe because I'm looking out the weather window and it's foggy, and I watched a video last night about Halloween because apparently they're already starting. Because why wait? And it's Thursday, and it's time to check out Dagger to the Heart. What kind of week has our friends at Critical Role had now that the playtest is live and that they have had a chance to start receiving responses, and they've even done their own playthrough. Now, of course, Critical Role Dagger Heart is never going to get a fair shake. It is never going to be able to just drop itself in the lake of tabletop role-playing game and receive an unbiased opinion. It has just got too much expectations in front of it and too much behind it. Just there's just, unfortunately, sadly, it will never be able to be judged by its own merit as a system. That said, it has some good stuff in it. It has some bad stuff in it. There's a lot of bad stuff in it. It has a lot of stuff that doesn't really work on the way they think they should. Which leaves the question, of course, who is this game designed for and what is the goals in regards to the future of Critical Role, Campaign 4, the fan base, and the game, and especially with Gen Con and other things coming on, and D&D 2024 just around the corner. But before we get into that, let's check the numbers to see if anything has changed, including how people reacted to the actual playthroughs, because as we know, there have been playthroughs going up. So the first playthrough one-shot went up last week. It featured the entire cast. They had made characters, and they were going through a quote-unquote one-shot of testing the system. It had 1,403K views on the Twitch. That's not good. And then Campaign 3, Episode 88. Yes, they're still on the freaking moon. 160K views on the Twitch. That's also not really good. But it could just be that more people are watching them on YouTube than the Twitch, because maybe they don't have, when they're doing the Twitch stuff, people aren't awake or whatever. I don't know. There's probably behind the scenes stuff that I don't understand, but mainly it does seem like the numbers are dropping. Now let's check the YouTube. All right. So let's see. The Session 0 live play on YouTube had 6,888K views of Dagger Heart. There you go. That's the kind of numbers you expect to see for a Critical Role. So yes, people liked it. Either people loved it, people hated it. Nobody went through this thing and went, eh. Of course, the big thing coming out of it is for a game they designed, built around them, even they don't know how to play it and are having trouble with it. That's not a good sign. Okay, we had Mitz Season 3, Episode 5 with 21K views. Give up, guys. It's not working. We had Campaign 3, Episode 88 with 238K views. That's kind of average for them. And we had Mitz Season 3, Episode 6 with 10K views. Again, just it's not working, guys. Give it up. So yeah, it's obviously this is not my area of expertise in regards to math and algorithms, but it does seem more and more people are watching them on the YouTube than they are on the Twitch for whatever reason. I don't know. It's probably it could be a timing thing. It could be that more people are aware of them on YouTube, and the Twitch thing is just sort of fading away. Let's face it, Twitch seems to be becoming just the property of VTubers. And Twitch is evolving and changing, and maybe more people like to watch these shows on YouTube because it gives them more control and they have more, when they can watch it, as opposed to the live streams. I could just be spitballing. I don't know if you're an algorithm, math, YouTube-y, Twitch type person. You can tell me why. Okay. So, what's new in the world of Dagger Heart Open Beta version 1.12? How is it different than today, the open beta that we have? Is there anything that's changed? Let's see. Last time that this was updated was March 12th. So, yeah, I think they wouldn't they, because you have to submit to download, wouldn't they just mail it to you if you've already submitted it? So let's go to the playtest content on the thingy. See if anything has changed. Nope, it looks all the same. Oh, playing physically disabled characters. Okay. All right, because we know that's a thing. And if you'll notice, the art has changed on the cover page to express the this week's controversy. So you will now see that, oh, look, this character's in a wheelchair. Was she in a wheelchair before? I don't remember. I don't think so. And, oh, this character's in a wheelchair. Was this picture even here before? I don't remember. I don't think so. Oh, and now this one's got glasses with no rims, because the combat wheelchair is a thing again for the last 2 weeks. And because Critical Role is dumb, they've decided to, of course, go, hey, we support you. So we're going to change the art to represent the fact that we understand that there are people who want the combat wheelchair out there. And it's like, just no, stop it. Haven't you learned your lesson? Why did you feel the need to change the art? At least I think to change the art. I think I would have noticed if these characters looked like that before. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong, or the combat wheelchair is not a thing. It is a thing. That's a separate video, though. But yeah, definitely it's a thing that they're going to step into and get themselves into trouble because they just can't leave well enough alone. We've heard a lot of bad things about the playtest so far. The initiative is still the main thing. The hope-fear mechanic is still the main problem. The multiple maths involved in the fear mechanic just seems to feel like the DM is left with very little control and constantly pulling his hair. Every review I've seen seems to be very negative about the initiative, very negative about the hope fear, or just not understanding it. We watched the playthrough. I think it's very indicative of the problem that the main concern of the individuals playing, first and foremost, was having the right voice for the characters and having backgrounds that mesh together. It was a one-shot. Just throw them in the dungeon and get it started. We want to see the system. We don't care about if that character has a Scottish accent or not, and we really don't care about the intricate interweaving backstories for a one-shot. I want to see the system. Throw them in the dungeon, show us how the system works. But it's Critical Role, so they chose to do things the different way. And yeah, because as expected, it received very, polarizing responses, extremely negative or extremely positive. Nobody's going through it and going, shut the fuck up, I just want to see the system. No, people are going to either extremely negative, the way you chose to do the playtest, or extremely positive. The other main issue coming out of the playtest is just that they didn't understand the rules. The people who wrote the game don't know how the game works. So that's the problem. So on the footsteps of that, as we're still reeling from this, as we're still trying to give Dagger Heart something resembling a fair shake, which again I don't think they're gonna get. Critical Role went and announced. Well, this was a thing. We knew this was coming, but it went live today, and that's their collectible card game Magic ripoff, based upon Mighty Nine and Vox Machina. This comes to us from a company called UVS Games. No, I've never heard of them either. I think they took over the Versus line, if you guys remember Versus. Still waiting for my Versus deck, Mark, Brandon. So you've got the characters, and then you've got the thingies, and you've got pre-built decks, and I guess you can make your own. I don't know if it's deck building or just a collectible card game. I think it feels like maybe it's a deck building game. Yeah, they've got Yu-Gi-Oh, Cowboy Bebop, World of Inades, Mega Man. So they have a lot of licenses. King of Fighters. As you can see, I thought they were the Versus people, but I guess not. But they have the rights to the Critical Role. And other than that, I don't know if this is going to be, is a deck builder? Looks like it's deck building or random. Let's see. Well, it looks like all they've made is the pre-built deck. We don't have any boosters yet, so I guess it's deck building for now. But I mean, let's face it, collectible card game is the way to go because it's just, it's a money-making scam. Just so now you might be asking yourself, like I am, oh, look, you've come out with a brand new thing. What about all the past things you've been coming out? Critical Role is at the, Darrington Press Critical Role is unfortunately at the point of the evolution of their company where they don't know where to go. So they're just throwing every possible idea that comes out on the wall and seeing what sticks. Is it going to be one of our card games, one of our board games, one of our other card games? Is it going to be one of our 4 role-playing games? Is it going to be this thing? Is it going to be that thing? How are people going to react to this week's campaign 3? What do we need to do? So they're just throwing everything on the wall. And this week it's a collectible card game or non-collectible card game. I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't think it says. No, it doesn't say. Okay. So there you go. Just toss. Forget the things. Now I would think, no, focus on one thing for the rest of the year. Just laser focused on finishing campaign 3, laser focus on getting Dagger Heart presentable by Gen Con. That should be the thing, right? As opposed to just tossing. Because then plus they've got all these other things that they've tossed out there that we're like, okay, what's going on with the Illuminated Worlds? What's going on with Candle Obscura? What's going on with To the Last Grass? What's going on with wasn't there another one? I think it wasn't about a city, or maybe that was just one, they play tested but weren't part of it. Plus there's Honey Heist and all the other stuff that they've got their fingers in, and their other card game and their other board game. So yeah, pick a lane, focus. With Dagger Heart not even maybe coming out to 2025, you really need to focus on repairing the damage the first half of 2024 has done to the brand. Because let's face it, the fan base is dropping like flies, and nobody seems to be happy with the way campaign 3 is ending. Nobody really seems to be happy with the direction Candle Obscura and Illuminated Worlds is gone, and it already feels like Dagger Heart's coming out of the gate doomed to fail just simply because it's such a mess. But maybe by the second or third round of the beta test, it will find its place, because there's kernels of ideas in there that are good. I mean, true, most of those ideas are blatantly stolen from previous games, but there's nothing really new in Dagger Heart. There's just different takes on things that already exist. I mean, it's a brush away all the glitter, and it's powered by the Apocalypse and Blades in the Dark, and a little bit of D&D because Mercer. But we don't know the world building plans. We don't know the future. Is Dagger Heart going to be another thing where they just drop it on the ground and then it just whatever? Or are they going to do the same thing with Dagger Heart that they did with Candle Obscura, where we'll see a couple, short one shots, but is it going to be campaign 4? Is it going to not be campaign 4? You know how I've already done how I would book campaign 4. Are they going to take a much needed break and leave the keys to the ship to someone else for a bit? Maybe take a year off, guys, especially Matt and Marissa and Laura and Travis and a couple of the other ones, who've just been working night and day and suffering the slings of arrows of the insults. Who knows? Unlike any other IP, of course, there is one factor that we haven't really talked about yet. So whatever I think about whether the collectible card game is a good idea or not at this point in time, I mean, the audience is there. Just is now the right time. Whether or not I think what they're doing with Campaign 3 or with Illuminated Worlds or with Dagger Heart is a good idea or not, doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what you think, doesn't matter what that person thinks. It's the fans. It's the critters. That's the untapped resource. That's the equation we can't fit into the math because we don't know. We don't know. Is that rabid critted fan base gonna remain loyal no matter what choice they make with Campaign 4 next year? If Campaign 4 is a D&D campaign, doubtful, but will they still stay loyal, or are they going to go, Campaign 3 left me with a real bad taste in my mouth. I don't really want to invest in Campaign 4. And are they just going to go drift off and watch something else? Or are they going to stay loyal and go, fuck it, I don't care what you do with Campaign 4. I'm going to watch Campaign 4. And the same thing with Dagger Heart. Are they going to be the rabid critters that are like, I'll buy anything? Because a couple of people have responded, I'll buy it because it's Critical Role. I don't even fucking care. I love Critical Role. And I've gotten a couple of those responses. Is like, that's understandable. I mean, it's Critical Role. It's how the critters mindset think, bad or good. It is their brand that they've chosen to hook their anchors to. So if it's got that branding on it, they'll buy it. Even if it sucks. Same with the card game. So when Dagger Heart hits, will they buy it? Will they buy all the accessories and the merch? And will that $9 million, multi-million-dollar engine continue to support Dagger Heart going forward? Or will they go, no, I don't really, no, I think I'll just play another game. Or, for those who didn't play and just bought it because it existed, they'll go, yeah, you've kind of lost me because it's just not what it was 2 years ago. So I'll take my money elsewhere. That's the big question, right? Because it doesn't matter if it's the best role-playing game ever written or if it's the worst role-playing game ever written. What's going to end up in beside those pages doesn't matter. It's how the Critical Role fan base responds. That's what matters, right? And I'm consistently saying this, and people are like, it's crap, fuck Critical Role. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's crap. What you think doesn't matter. It's what the millions of Critical Role fans think. Are they going to love Dagger Heart? Or are they going to support it with the same financial energy that they've supported Critical Role with for the past 10 years? Because then it's going to kick ass no matter what, even if it's the worst role-playing game ever made. Because they'll buy it even if they don't ever open it, because it's Critical Role. Or are they going to look at it and go, nah, I'm done. You've just broken my heart too many times since 2022, 2023. You kind of suck. 2024, so we fucking hate you because Campaign 4, Campaign 3 isn't what we want it to be. So fuck Dagger Heart. They're going to take their money elsewhere. That's the big question mark. So anything I say about these videos, of course, is inevitably pointless because there's no logic. There's no math algorithm that I can hook onto with my limited understanding of how this looks and that I could apply to this, unlike any of the other games where I could speculate what might happen. With this, it's a crapshoot for them because they are relying on an extremely fickle fan base, and where that fan base will land when this hits the market a year from now, if it hits the market a year from now. So there you go. What do you think? You going to buy the collectible card game? Do you fucking care? Are you going to keep following videos about Dagger Heart? You've noticed I haven't been doing any Dagger Heart videos because I've been focusing on DC-20 because everybody else and their dog is doing Dagger Heart. So, yeah. And I'm not going to, other than this, I'm not going to jump on the Dagger Heart bandwagon because now it just feels like clout chasing at this point. I did my video. I do this every week. That's it. I'm going to focus on DC-20 until I'm done with the DC-20, and then I'll focus on a different game. Maybe my game. Hey, did you know I made a game? I don't know if you knew this. I made a game. The Dagger, the Wretched Beastery is out. The PDF is available. It's $12, 300 and some odd pages of OGL OSR beasts, some never before seen. Every one of them researched. Want to know the most venomous insect on the world? It's in this book, and it's only $12 PDF, hopefully POD coming soon. It's already receiving a lot of positive reviews. A link down below. So if you really need something to get behind and buy and support, choose me. Because look at these cheeks. Look at these cheeks. I'm cute. I'm cute, and I've got a cat to feed. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Get off.